Oh, hello, what are you doing up here? Everybody's always talking about Joe Biden this and British monarchy that. Piers Morgan is loose in a multiracial hospital. Gender has made its way all the way into the bathroom. How do we stop it? Live and let live, I say. You can't expect an H2O. Your take isn't problematic, but you're problematic for not having enough problematic takes. Paw Patrol is colonialist state propaganda and you're a bootlicker if you've ever watched it. We said all cops, cast the pup into the abyss.
I didn't even want to come to Adventure City. I trusted you. You said everything would be fine.
Dracarys.
A cabal of the richest, prettiest white girls on the planet are all getting their albums produced by one guy, and his name sounds and looks quite a bit like jacking off. How can we accept this? These are tumultuous times, and I must use my platform and voice in order to advocate on behalf of the real issues. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. The soldier only dies once. Which water is best? I'll be giving my top 10 best waters shortly, but first, for scale, the worst water of all time, dishonorable mention, porta potty water. No thank you, sir. No thank you. I said no thank you, sir. Porta potty water. The phrase might instill a sense of disgust in you, but I want to be fair to the porta potty. If you're honest with yourself and you search your feelings, you will realize you likely have positive memories of porta potty experiences. They've been there for you in a bind, and if you're lucky enough to hop in a brand spanking new clean one, it smells of sanitary chemicals in a pleasant way. It ultimately could be a very efficient experience. It's a solution to a problem. But porta potties are exactly like missing your ex. You can't just miss the good times. It comes with the bad times. They're inseparable. Good porta potty deserves its due, but bad porta potty is bad. I know this is the worst water of all time because I refuse to even look at it. I don't want to know. I stop breathing through my nostrils. I'm in the bitch mouth breathing like So porta potty water goes in the nightmare dimension on the tier list, and we can start with my top 10. Top 10 types of water. Number 10, the water in Flint, Michigan. I hear it sucks. Number 9, old water. Why is it worse? So you leave a half glass of water standing in your bedroom for a week. Why worse? Water doesn't go bad. It doesn't oxidize. It is 2 parts oxygen.
You're wrong.
Is that correct?
No way.
Or are there 2 hydrogens? I know the name says it, but maybe you put the quantities after the thing. Like I'm in a porta potty. For some reason, old water, even if you try to breathe new life into it by putting ice cubes in it, you can still taste the old. What's old about this water and new about that water? There's a sink here. And I can't identify the taste of old water except for its low quality. It's like boredom itself seeps into the water from the universe over time. Number 8, warm water. I don't know how, but somehow warm water tastes awkward. Hot, crinkled, unopened Dasani water bottle in the back of my car. I rebuke thee and pray the day of your necessity never arises. Notice I specify unopened because it technically means it's not old, only warm. Warm water also pulls rank by being pleasant when you put it on your face, and the precursor to tea. It's summoned materia for Earl Grey.
You're up.
Delicious. Number 7, ice water with little ice cubes. These are annoying because sometimes I want to drink a glass of ice water, but if they're too small, they just launch themselves down your gullet. You only have 2 options. It's either like, or it's like, oh. There's no opportunity for a real organic gulp unless you want to choke to death. Straws aren't real and you've never seen one. That's another sick fantasy perpetuated by Big Juice Box. I get that maybe you would be okay with pairing the activity of the drinking the water and the chewing of ice, but I need to be given an option. I don't chew ice. I'm not one of those people. Just because you like eating ice doesn't give you permission to force me to participate in your kink. Eating ice is ridiculous, actually, and you should be embarrassed if you do it. Chewing water? Do you see how backwards that is? Look at that, a tasty snack. Dumbass. Number 6, the snow at the top of mountains. Eating snow is very different from eating ice because you don't have to chew. So snow at the top of mountains. I do want to put it in my mouth. I'm not sure it's going to taste good. It could either taste like the final pure thing on this planet, or it could just granite and dirt. But it remains a high value water for me because of the tantalizing impossibility of it. Because I'm not climbing a mountain, but if you come to me and you have snow and you're like, look, I got it from the top of a mountain, I'd be like, bullshit, that's normal snow. I couldn't tell the difference unless I witnessed it firsthand, but I'm not climbing the mountain. So you see, someone needs to live stream themselves going up the mountain and like reverse Prometheus bringing the ice down to the proles so I can watch it and I'll believe you. Number 5, the water from Kirby Air Ride released on the GameCube in 2003. 2 microphones. Kirby Air Ride is a racing game released by Nintendo, and it's also a religion. It actually had a pretty troubled production history. It was initially pitched for the Nintendo 64 under the title Kirby Bowl 64, and it looked like this. Glad that didn't happen. It was intended to be a sort of branded iteration of the classic arcade game Marble Madness. For more information about the history of marble games, check out Patricia Taxon's video essay, Marble Blast, a retrospective. She's funny and smart and passionate, very thoroughly knowledgeable, pathologically knowledgeable about Marble Blast. And she was kind enough to make the description of the video a quote by me. That's me. Thankfully, when Kirby Air Ride finally came out, it didn't look like Kirby Bowl 64 or Marble Blast. It looked normal. And I and my older brother and my childhood friends played the fuck out of it. This game was not a massive commercial or critical hit, but for some children, it was spiritual. There are 3 game modes: Air Ride, Top Ride, and City Trial. City Trial is the only one that matters. The first 2 game modes meant nothing to us. City Trial was everything. First step, go to the menu and change the timer from 3 to 7 minutes. That's the maximum. This is a party. You're gonna wanna be here as long as possible. Second step, you pick your different colored Kirbys. I always picked white. They called me 2%. Everyone starts on a compact star, which is supposed to be the worst star, but if you power it up enough, you can drive through buildings or fly into the sun. If you fly high enough, you get on a saucer that's in the sky for some reason. The other way to access it is going inside the volcano when it launches you up there. There's no explanation for these things. So you drive around and explore the city, and you can hop onto other vehicles and break open boxes that have items in them with power-ups and power-downs and weapons and stuff. You can pick up this spiky ball thing, and as soon as you throw it, you transform the landscape into this eldritch horror apocalypse and die by your own hand within seconds. You can die. Your vehicle explodes, and loss in this game is really real. The machine that you found and chose and have been riding around powering up this whole time explodes irrevocably, and all of your power-ups spill all around you, and you can't pick them back up because you don't have a vehicle. So you just watch the person that just murdered you take all of your shit directly in front of you. But if you keep the peace, the city is a magical place. Dangers and wonders await you.
Huge meters are incoming, and you just freaking lose your mind.
There's this vague 3-tiered structure. What's it supposed to be? I do not know what this is. On the ground floor of that 3-tiered structure, there's 3 launch pads. The first one gets you to the first floor, and the other 2 take you to the top. Nothing takes you to the middle, so that's clearly just broken middle button. No one fixed it. And I love the water in this game because it's so stupid. Just a flat plane with a vaguely aquatic texture on it. I also love how you can fly out of bounds into the ocean. I was looking for some footage of someone demonstrating this glitch, and I came upon this video by TFDFDBJW2 called Kirby Air Ride Dragoon Glitch Out of Bounds.
Hi guys, this is my little brother playing around with a Dragoon.
I was shocked and humbled to find this was not a mere tutorial. This is a found footage, cinematic, serendipitous masterpiece. Let me tell you about this. The 2 kids in this video and 2 characters in this drama are named Julian and Josh, which you pick up after watching it 400 times. Julian has turned on the camera in order to flex the fact that he unlocked the Dragoon in this game, which is one of 2 legendary vehicles. The first one is the Dragoon, which Josh is currently piloting, and the other one is the Hydra, which is unstoppably powerful, travels at light speed. This one flies into the sky. The 2 genders. You get the legendary machines in City Trial by collecting all 3 of their pieces, which randomly spawn in somewhat predictable ways once you get the hang of it. Once one Kirby amasses 3 pieces of one legendary machine, let's go. Your health goes off the fucking screen.
Boom! And then Kirby like looks back at you, and then he's all just like, yeah. And then you're looking back at him, and you're like, yeah.
So in regular City Trial, you have to collect all 3 of the parts in order to use a legendary machine. But in free run, you have to actually mark off some achievements in the game in order to. You have to do some things.
Hell yeah, I got the motherfucking Dragoon, bitch. You can go to goddamn free run and play with the absolute best motherfucking ride.
Hi guys, this is my little brother.
So Julian's not foolish to be proud of this moment, and ostensibly he's sharing it with his little brother, which is nice.
Take it wicked fast. Take him fly forever.
Therefore, appropriately, the first line of dialogue in this film is Julian just arrogantly boasting.
I bought this game yesterday and I already have the Dragoon. This is not free run. I mean, this is not City Trial.
I love the hubris mixed with the fumbling of terms. Yeah, I got the Dragoon, and this is not free run. Not City Trial. It is free run. And then immediately after, the insane amount of gravitas, he puts on no time.
No time.
No time.
No time.
No time. In City Trial, there's a time limit. In free run, there isn't a time limit. The timer's going up instead of down. It's just a simple fact of the game mode. Anyone, no matter who they were, as soon as they turn on free run, there is no time. So just being like,
no time.
Yeah, I got a Lamborghini with my parents' money. I mean, with my money. Cars go on roads. Then after that incredible introduction to this world, the drama and tension kicks in. Josh keeps driving the Dragoon directly into a wall, and it's annoying Julian.
What are you doing? This is how you do it. Do what? This is how you bust through. Bust through what? I don't know what you're talking about. The water. Josh, you can't bust through the water.
Julian is so confident when he's like, you can't bust through the water. But Josh knows that you can. But he also thinks his brother is like smart and probably right. So he tries to resolve this tension by clarifying what he's going to break through. As in, I'm not trying to break through the water on the floor. I'm trying to go through this line, the invisible wall.
You bust through the water. The, line. You can't bust through the line.
Now that they're both perfectly clear that they're talking about the same thing, Josh goes quiet because the central narrative question is setting in on him. He knows the truth, but he can't prove it. He has the puzzle pieces all there. He's just putting them together the wrong way.
This is how you bust through.
This is not true. That is not how you bust through, but you can understand how he generated this hypothesis. The last time he got out of bounds, he was on the Dragoon. The barrier to getting out of bounds is this wall. The Dragoon is very fast and powerful and special, so maybe the sheer epic nature of the Dragoon by brute force punched a hole through reality and freed him into the unknown. But this isn't true. It's just that the Dragoon can fly high. Anything that will fly high can just fly over it. Do you like that? A little shuffle. Julian copes with the cognitive dissonance by insinuating Josh is lying.
No, you can't, Josh. Can't fool me.
This only increases the pressure on Josh to vindicate his name. You can practically hear his knuckles cracking and jaw setting in and his eyes narrowing when he goes, Josh just keeps literally hitting his head against the wall until Julian directly asks him a question, and this changes Josh to a haughty defense mechanism.
Hurry up. What the heck? Josh, stop trying to do it. Oh, this is getting annoying. How long are you going to do this? This is very hard, Julian. And I mean it's very hard.
In good time, brother Julian. This is not a task to be taken lightly.
Hurry up, then. It's very hard. Hurry up.
Then at the peak of the tension, when Julian snaps again, it's just hurry the fuck up. It's seemingly by accident, Josh hits a ridge and the Dragoon's flight power takes him away. And finally up in the sky, he realizes his mistake. The problem was not to punch through, it was to go beyond.
What the heck? Huh?
What I love about this resolution is Josh doesn't rub it in. He has nothing to prove anymore. You don't have to say anything when you've so concretely emerged victorious. And Julian doesn't apologize for impatiently mocking and doubting, but he also, to his credit, gives the best possible reaction that a little brother could have in this scenario, actually geeking out with genuine excitement.
How'd you get past that?
This must be so vindicating for Josh, oh my god. Then in perfect Big Brother form, he works backwards to find a rational explanation for the thing, and he's correct.
Well, I guess there's some invisible wall and you just flew over it wicked fast, or broke through or something. Whoa. Okay.
A perfect little bow at the end of the journey. This video literally follows a 3-act structure. The monomyth fits on this. I left a link to the video in the description. I highly recommend you watch it. Anyways, I like the water in Kirby Air Ride. That's number 5. Number 4, ice water with big ice cubes. I can say generally, I don't love water as a drink. I generally wouldn't choose still water as a drink, but ice water, perhaps I would like a little taste of that. For several years now, this has been my go-to mode and medium for consuming water. Regular, new water, ratified and imbued with beauty and excellence via the magic effect of colder, harder water. Water is water. Ice water is a drink. Number 3, the integrated advertising campaign between acclaimed Japanese animated film Kimi no Na wa and Suntory Natural Mineral Water. Anime is good at making food and drink look particularly scrumptious. This is not a controversial observation. Please, God, bring back 2D animation. So perhaps it shouldn't be as surprising as it is that the creators of the hit film Your Name partnered with the water bottle industry for a mutually beneficial promotional gambit. That's right, Your Name, this beautiful and tender movie, produced 3 ad spots with Suntory Holdings Limited. In these insane little segments, Mitsuha and Taki liken their soul bond that traverses time and space with the refreshing taste of bottled Japanese Dasani.
笑ったり泣いたり怒ったり全ての一瞬をきっと私たちはサントリー天然水
These are so perverse. It's like Mother Teresa starting an OnlyFans.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Not at all.
These star-crossed soulmates struggled against the strands of destiny just to remember each other's names, but the only name you have to remember is Suntory. Available at your local grocery. However, in one of these TV spots, there's this shot of Mitsuha cracking a water bottle, taking a gulp. Delectable. Damn, that looks satisfying. Number 2, the Brita filter. I had someone from Vancouver here that was saying Toronto water tastes like shit, and I was resentful. I was like, shut up, it's fucking water. Put some ice in it. It transforms it to the best kind of water. But they were like, get a Brita filter. I resent it, but I did it, and I am loath to admit they were right. This is like with the benefits of ice water without the ice, and it does taste cleaner. It tastes cleaner. Ultimate water is getting the snow from the top of the mountain and putting in the fucking thing. What if I just screamed every... I also really like the game that you get to play with trying to get it full, because you can only fill it so much and then you have to wait for it to filter. It's like every time you remember and you have the fridge open, you're like, could fill the Brita a bit. When this thing's full, it's a hoot. I don't know, something about it just really brings out my white side. Hey, you don't have to drink tap water. We have a Brita. What a nifty little gizmo. Now all that's left is the #1 type of water. Hose water. Why hose water tastes better? Let me paint a picture for you. It's summer. You're a kid. You don't have responsibilities or depression yet. You whip out the slip and slide. You whip out the water guns, and the hose is the ultimate power. You can use the hose in imaginative ways for many water games. You can put your thumb into the nozzle to make it go like instead of like... You can spray it into the mouth of a dog, and it is funny. You can combat assailants such as raccoons with it. And after you've done all that, you can even take a little sippy from the stream. It's so good. And the fucked up part is they don't want you to drink it.
It's something many people say they did as a child, but experts now say hose water probably contains potentially dangerous chemicals. Come on.
Always something.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
Everything online tells you not to drink hose water, which just makes you want to drink it more. Forbidden nectar. There's an article for Global News that literally is titled, "Why You Should Think Twice About Drinking from a Garden Hose." The tone of that, what are you hiding? It sounds like one of those articles that's like, why you should think twice about landlords, and it's written by a landlord. I'm like, you're gaining something from me not drinking the hose water, I can fucking tell. Anyways, that's it. That concludes my list. I feel like there's only one appropriate way to end this. Fourth microphone. Bitch. I think I'm an addict, want the world and I'ma have it. I'm so fucking dramatic, got all my bones up in the attic and I dance them all around like a marionette. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Remember, if you like this, you want to see more content like this, you can always dig a hole in your backyard and bury yourself inside of it. If you keep just kind of nosing at the dirt, eventually something's going to emerge from it, and what that's going to be is the eternal worm. It's going to swallow you, and your consciousness is going to be subsumed inside of this kind of mass consciousness. Like, you're going to become part of the everworm, is what they like to call it. There's the eternal worm, it swallows you, and you become part of the everworm, which is kind of mythology that follows the existence of the great beast. You see a terrifying and inexplicable thing, and then you start to construct mythos to create meaning out of the chaos. That's kind of how shit happens, right? So I'm just saying, if you want to get swallowed by the eternal worm and become part of the everworm, which is, again, the long stream of many lives that have happened before you, all finding meaning in their suffering ultimately. Like, if you're thinking back on your life and you're like, damn, I can't think of actual like purpose to some of the damage and the harm that I've seen around me, just the simple fact of injustice and inequality that you're constantly experiencing, like, surely the turmoil and strife that comes with the mere fact of existence does not like inherently justify, I don't know, the tiny spots of joy that you get in betwixt. Like, so if you're wondering about all that, you just need to become part of the everworm, and then you're finally gonna understand like the long history of the many lives that have come and gone. And you don't mean anything individually, but when you take them all into account, you finally understand the whole purpose of humanity and why everything is worth something. And the main worthiness is that you get to be consumed in shadow by the eternal worm. That's really why people are alive. So just let Nietzsche know, let them all know, stop worrying, shut the fuck up, donate on Patreon, you're a bitch.